you know that smutty novels were a cause of the French Revolution? When pornography emerged as a genre in 18th century Europe, it was intimately tied with political propaganda. The printing press was booming, literacy rates were on the rise, giving the common person a voice for the first time against corrupted authority figures. And no slander is more powerful than one with an erotic overtone. Pamphlets containing scandalous stories and illustration of the French aristocracy were prolific. Marie Antoinette in particular was a prime victim of this kind of slander. Erotic stories, plays, and even operas were written about her and spread all throughout France. They depicted her having lesbian affairs, drunken orgies, and generally living a very libertine lifestyle. Now, most of the time, these stories were entirely fabricated. How could the common person know what was going on within the palace walls? But this was the birth of mass media, and critical engagement was not yet a thing, so what we read was pretty much what we believed. These smutty stories did their job and brought about a culture of disgust, disrespect, and disillusionment with the French aristocracy, all of which helped to bring about its demise. Even though these stories weren't true, their prolific repetition in publication made them true for the public. In fact, when Versailles was attacked, many of the atrocious acts that were committed were actually inspired by popular pornographic pamphlets of the time. When all was said and done, even contemporaries reflected on the fact that smut had played a vital role in driving the disdain towards the French aristocracy. And modern academics, like myself, have written on this connection. In fact, it can be argued that one of the reasons that revolutionary thought did not take quite such a hold on England was because their smut novels just weren't as radical as the French ones. Fanny Hill, the original English smut novel, was just not as overtly political and radical as, say, the works of the Marquis de Sade, which expressed a very clear hatred and disdain for the French aristocracy in between all of this mix. And if you enjoyed this lesson, make sure to join me for plenty more at Kinky History.